Hey, welcome everybody to Bridging the Seen and Unseen. I am your host. I am Shane McLain. Gwen is in the background. She's hiding. I don't know. She's really getting ready for Gettysburg, guys.
I am getting ready for Gettysburg.
She's getting ready for Gettysburg, which that alone is like that's like a field trip that everybody in the paranormal wants to go on. If you have a chance to go to Gettysburg, go, because there are barely any buildings there that do not have some kind of haunted history behind it. You know, between the Jenny Wade house, the orphanage, and then there's another house there. I cannot remember the name of it, where both Confederate and Northern soldiers would stay. And I found out through the owner there that when the South would come in, they would change up the decor in the house, you know, to match what the Confederates would do. And then when the Northern would stay there, they would change back into what it was. So, I mean, there's so much history there. And plus, you got 50 to 70,000 people that died there. I mean, the streets are haunted there.
It's intense.
I mean,
it's intense.
You guys are going to have an amazing time, dude. Like, I just watched a thing on the Jenny Wade. And man, I want to go. I want to go so bad. You know, me and Angie were talking about that yesterday, you know, about Gettysburg. And it's like, man, we would love to go. But guys, I'm doing this Run It Back series. And I'm bringing back a lot of the guests. Now, this guest that I have here, this is like the third or fourth time that I've had him on. But I love having this guy on because, man, if you've ever seen somebody who stays busy and always has something going on, and the only time that you can literally reach this guy or talk to him is when he's driving in his car. Let's bring this amazing guy on, Larry Eissler.
And I'm going to let you guys have it. So I'm going to pull him on and I'm going to be in the back. If you need
Yeah, go back and hide, Gwen.
I'm going to hide.
Go ahead.
What's going on?
What's up, buddy? What's up, buddy? Man, let's just hop right in, man. I mean, you guys got Gettysburg coming, and man, there's so much to talk about there. I mean, and you were talking before that you have an investigation before. Tell us a little bit about that, man.
Nate, I love you too, brother. So I don't know why I do this to myself. I really don't. I just, cool things come up and I'm just like, yeah, let me volunteer for that. So, all right, I'm going to break it down like this. All right. So tomorrow morning, I have to leave my house at what I estimate to be about 6 a.m. Obviously, once I do the math with the GPS in the morning, it might adjust, but I at least have to be ready to leave at 6 a.m. And I'm driving to the Crescent Sanatorium in PA to do an investigation where my main focus is just to feature my equipment and videos and photos because I need more of my stuff in use, right? Especially my new spirit decks. I just started printing them and I use blackjack cards all the time for my investigations. I need photos of these in use now. So, you know,
you do dice too, right?
Dice, pendulum boards, these spirit decks, cat ball stands, laser mounts. And once I sell enough product to get a second printer, then I start my big pieces of equipment, which are, you know, takes on classics. You know what I mean? Like classic pieces of equipment that we all use, but they could be better.
That's what Horn Paranormal did.
Yes. And I'm friends with both the Horns. I love them. They're great people. I actually use their torch light for my filming. So, but
and their equipment's top notch, man.
Yes.
Like I've seen them like their night vision thing that they have, that bigger one that hooks on. Man, that thing is so Oh, it's good, man. It's really good.
I don't think I'll ever get into SLS and XLS like they do. Like they can have that one.
Yeah, yeah. I don't
stuff,
care
I
too
wanna
much for
improve
that
on.
either.
Well, I think just the software side of it. It's just something I'm not super interested in. You know, like I want to keep my stuff a little bit more on the simple side. You know, that way there isn't like a troubleshooting process in case something goes wrong. Like turn it off, turn it back on again. There you go.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because that's what I need. Like when I'm out and about on an investigation, if something goes wrong, I don't want to have to find the manual to fix it. So I want to keep it simple for me. And I know there are people like me that want it simple.
Yeah, yeah, of course. You know, and I see these investigators that like to walk around with the SLS and things like that. And I think, man, I think you would have more credibility with an SLS, like if you went into an area and you set the thing down and you don't have any kind of movement and then something comes into it. I think you would have more credibility with that. And they're too touchy, you know, because they pick up on anything. I had one here and I stood up and I had a broom in the corner, and the thing put a moving person or whatever it is to a broom.
Now that if that comes from the Connect side with the SLS, that makes sense because the SLS using a Connect sensor, the sensor was designed to find a body for Connect gaming.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that resembles close enough to a body, it's going to go, oh, that must be the player. When you've got the XLS, especially with the horns, they've made so many changes to the
software. That's right. There is that different one.
It's better. And you don't get those false positives like you got with the SLS because
how would you stop it? How would you stop it though?
With the false positives?
Yeah.
It's how the program interprets the data. So with the XLS, it has depth perception now too. And then it's color coded depth. So it can see something in a lot better clarity than the SLS can. And it can say, oh, well, you know, that's obviously a false positive. Yeah. If it's an armchair, it'll put a skeleton on an armchair. And you'll be like, oh, there's somebody sitting there.
Yeah.
Is there?
Yeah. And Nate, that's funny how you say that, man, because like I see these people, you know, that move around and man, you know, I didn't know that about the XLS. I didn't know that there's software that can detect what something is, you know, so it doesn't put a false reading out there. I didn't know that. I didn't know. I thought maybe it was just like a more advanced, you know, component look wise. I didn't know that the software on the inside had more to do with that. And that's amazing. I mean, but still, even with the XLS, I still think if you brought that and just put it in a room, you know, and just let it sit there and have nothing there and then something come on, I think your evidence would have way more credibility.
The more empty the room, the better.
Exactly.
Have nothing in that room. Yes.
Exactly. You know, like I watched this guy that had he had horn equipment there and he had the XLS, but like I said, I didn't know about the software like you were talking about, which is amazing because now I'm starting to think more on the lines of like that they keep evolutionizing, you know, horn. I don't know, man. To me, you know, years ago, you know, like when I first found out about the horns, you know, I watched a video of their 3D printing and just the stuff that they make, man, is just, it's phenomenal between their music boxes. Do they still make those music boxes, those coffin?
I believe so, but right now they're on vacation. So I think the shop is shut down for a couple more weeks.
But they have several. They have several, just like you're talking about. They have several 3D printers there, man. And I can imagine like all the equipment and stuff they can build and put out. That is, I mean, they have no problem if they went to any of these like Paracons, man, they'd probably sell out with their equipment, man.
I met them the first time at the very last Michigan Paracon. So a couple years ago, and I think they were 2 booths down from me, and people were there checking out all the equipment.
Oh, wow.
And I was poking around. I'm just like, you know, I might need to get one of them IR lights because the torch is a great IR light.
That's
it puts out a ton of light. It's got a battery bank that the light is powered off of that will also run a USB camera. Like, this is great for static cams. And then eventually I end up getting a torch light too, and I've been using it ever since. That's my main
You
light
have
for
one?
all my IR. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's my main light for all my IR footage. And then I have these 2 little IR bars that I add onto the sides to illuminate the edges, like around here, just to get a little bit more light to help with focus. But you know, because the center is where the light is, it's a round light. Anything in the center is going to be in focus. And it's my main light. I use it on every single filming I do.
Yeah, their equipment is just and like everybody that I've ever talked to, that has some piece of horn equipment still have it to this day. You know, between the music boxes and stuff like that. And if you do have an issue with that, they are very responsive people.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've talked with them about a few pieces, and Scott messaged me himself and walked me through everything, and I'm just like, okay, this is customer service.
Yeah, it really is.
I did see that Tesla coil comment. Yeah.
What did he say?
So someone had asked if I'd ever used a Tesla coil to build static electricity or energy. So a mini Tesla, no, but I do have a couple of those plasma lamps where, like, if you touch it, the electricity goes to your fingers, and that puts out a ton of EMF. The one that I used to use would put out like a 3-foot radius around the lamp. So, you know, a big 6-foot orb. Right? Like it's a pretty big ball of electricity. And I never really got enough results for me to say for sure it's a must-have. You know, like even with an EMF meter next to it, the EMF meter is pegged out 3 feet away before it finally drops off. So it's putting out a ton of energy.
Is it picking? You think the EMF could possibly be picking up the electromagnetic coming off of that?
Yeah, because basically the plasma,
so strong.
Plasma lamp is an EMF pump. That's really all it is, an EMF pump. But even running it in numerous locations, sometimes all night long, I never saw enough of a spike in activity to say for sure that it caused the spike in activity, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It does. What are your thoughts on like those lightning balls used like on the, like, you know like the big ball where, like, where you touch it or whatever and the lightning comes up? Like, I've seen people take those and like just kind of put them in the middle of a room and you know, nothing like come up until something does, and then it shoots off like that. What are your thoughts on those?
Again, like I've never used one on an investigation, whether that's because A, I just don't have the money to build my own or buy my own, or B, no one I know has one. Would I be interested to try it out? Absolutely. Do I think it's going to have an effect?
That's what I'm trying to get at. Like because like the person that I saw do this, he actually took it and it wasn't on a table. So there wasn't anything like this. What he did is he closed the door
Right.
that was behind it, so he would have nothing coming in, and he set the thing in the middle of the room,
Sure.
just like on the floor, and he didn't get anywhere near close to it. And next thing, the door comes open.
Okay.
The door comes open, and he goes, and you can see the thing lighting up and going around the ball like this, like something's passing by.
I don't know. I don't know. It's one of those situations where you kind of have to be there,
So let's talk about this. So you're going to a sanitarium?
Crescent Sanitarium. I believe in Crescent, PA. And I'll be there until probably about 2 a.m, where I'm hoping to get a lot of pictures and video of my stuff in use that I can then share on social media. And then I leave and I go to the hotel for Gettysburg, which is a 2.5-hour drive. So I'll get there at like 4:30 in the morning because the event starts at noon and I have to start setting up at like 10 a.m. So I'm going from the Crescent to Gettysburg for 3 days. And then I leave Gettysburg Tuesday morning to then come home by probably about evening time to then pack and get ready to leave for New Orleans Wednesday morning.
That's so crazy.
And then I get back August 3rd, and then I have a really big meeting August 4th. So
how do you do all? I mean, like, golly, man. Now, I mean, do you plan on like going live at Gettysburg and stuff like that? Are you going to do anything like that?
No, there are so many other people that are planning to do that. I would rather, piggyback on their live and just be like, hey, I'm going to be live with Brandon Johnson, whatever, whoever's doing it. I don't need to be another live.
Can you let me know where like who you're with so I can lag on and watch also, because I definitely want to see that. Are you guys going to like the Jenny Wade and stuff like that, or are those just are they too popular?
I'm doing no investigating this time. I got booked to do something after the conference. So as soon as the conference ends, I have to shower, change, and then I'm out all night long doing something else until the wee hours of the morning to then come back and do the conference the next day.
Wow. So and another thing too is like you're the Black Lantern. I love that name, brother. I love the name. I love it because, man, it puts like a historical modern day. I love that name that you have for that. And is that what you're using to like put on the equipment that you're building?
Yes. If you look at the spirit decks that just came out, oh geez, they have a little lantern on them.
That is amazing.
So if the blur would stop. So
what's the difference there? Like the spirit decks or whatever, like are they tarot cards?
No, it's a regular deck of cards. My main thing is I love playing blackjacks with the spirit. Blackjack is like an easy game for them to play. You can flip both sets of cards face up. There's no like hiding cards, and it's very fair, except for the fact the spirits cheat because they know what the cards are going to be next.
Because they can see through it. Yeah.
They totally cheat. I'm 4 and 19, and I'm constantly giving money to the locations that I go to, right? So I made this box that holds a deck, and I'll open it up. The ones that I sell come with used casino decks. So this is from the Hard Rock. It was actually in use in the casino for whatever game it was in use for. These are clipped on the corners here. Some of them have a hole punched in them, depending on where they came from. So you get an actual in-use casino deck from a casino full of all that gambling energy. And the most important thing is it's a hard case.
That's awesome, man.
You can toss this in your backpack, your purse.
And not worry about bending the cards.
Right. Because I used to use the plastic or the paper box the cards came in, and it's all tore and smashed up. And if it gets wet, it's gone. like don't submerge this in water, obviously, because it's going to seep in on the edges.
Yeah.
But if you set this down, it's plastic. It's not going to damage your cards.
That's awesome, man. And so you're making those.
Yep. I 3D print the case themselves, and then I get the decks from wherever I can get them from. So, the case I have here, this is from the Hard Rock in Rockford, Illinois.
That's awesome.
So, and then I've got some other decks from various other places. It just kind of depends on what I get my hands on in the moment for what deck you're going to end up with. And then,
and how much are those spirit decks?
The box and the deck is 15.
Oh,
so, it's super affordable, and it's something that you can bring to every investigation. And again, it comes with a used casino deck that is absorbing all that gambling energy, and you get to bring that with you wherever you go.
Yeah.
And it's a story.
And who knows who's played with that deck of cards before? I mean, like that's amazing. I didn't know because people do use tarot cards and stuff like that. What are some other ways that people can use for those who are not familiar with a spirit deck and stuff like that? What all can you do with those?
So a lot of people, if they're not into tarot, you can do readings through a regular deck too.
With a deck of cards.
Every card, just like a tarot deck, has a meaning behind it. So, if you want to use them like that, you can use them like that. The only thing that I say, though, is I take the jokers out. Because the box is a little too tight for the jokers.
Yeah.
And then sometimes they'll slip out of the crack. So I take the jokers out. But the rest of 52 other cards are in there. So if you want to give a reading and you want to use a deck of cards, they're right here. So instead of having, a tarot deck and a deck of cards to play Cards with the Spirits, you kind of have it combined. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, how would that work though? Like I know because tarot cards have their meanings. I mean, like they do the straightforward upside down readings. They have different. Is that the same way with the spirit deck, or like if you were to do something besides play like blackjack, like you said, like how would they be used in communication with spirits like that?
So it just depends on the user, your ability to think outside of the box and get away from the same thing that everybody else is doing.
Oh, okay.
So like for me, I like playing blackjack. Number one, it's an easy game, and I'll run it with whatever spirit box is available. If it's an SB7, a necrophonic, the spirit wave, whatever somebody has, we'll use that box.
That was my next question. Next question. I'm like, well, how do you hear? And it's like that makes perfect sense.
When I do events and I play blackjack, I'll tell everybody, like my hearing kind of sucks, because it does. And we all need to be in agreement what we heard in the spirit box. So, I'll throw the cards out and then I'll hear hit. And then I'll turn to everybody else and I'll be like, all right, what did you hear? And a lot of times they all, I heard hit, whatever. Sometimes it is so clear, there's no doubting it. It is hit. Okay, geez, calm down.
Yeah.
But, like other than using a spirit box to get the responses, at least for me, my main intention is to bring something back to the spirits that they enjoyed more than likely when they were alive. So you'd be surprised how many places you go to and spirits remember how to play cards.
That's so crazy. Yeah.
So, and they get all into it. And then sometimes there are too many spirits talking at once. And you'll be like, okay, hold on. We need to slow down. One at a time, please. One at a time. And you'd be surprised all of a sudden, like it gets quiet and then one voice comes through. And then they start arguing whether it's hit or stay. And it's like, okay, guys, stop. But, for me, it's just, I'm not looking for evidence. I'm not looking for information. I'm just here to have fun and let's gamble, because everybody loves to gamble.
That's perfect, man. That's perfect, man. If you guys on here and you're watching, look him up. $15, and that's a spirit deck. And I mean, he's got a 3D printer, guys, and he makes these things. So I mean, it's
Right
good
there.
to have.
That's the printer.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Right now,
So,
it is going on a pendulum board.
so you make you make the pendulum boards and stuff too.
Yep. I print them in about a 7-inch board, which is slightly larger than the normal boards you get that are like the pressed cardboard. And then I choose the graphics, I choose the fonts, I choose what words are on there, and then I choose the colors. So like the one that's printing right now has a black bottom, and then the graphic in the center and the words around it are glow in the dark green.
Oh wow. Yeah, see,
it just looks cool.
Yeah,
I think it looks cool. Someone will want it.
Yeah.
So I'm just mixing it up.
Yeah, one of the best things, like you said, playing cards keeps it simple, things like that. I was watching another guy, and he wasn't really getting like a lot of like evidence coming in, and he looked inside this one room, and he found like a bunch of kid books and stuff like that, and he picked up and he started reading the kid book. And then he started getting more and more responses. Well, he read halfway through it, and he closed the book up, and they ran a spirit box, and he got mad at him for stopping. And I was like, wow, man.
I've had situations to where, especially when I'm filming a documentary, I'm there for like 3 days. And very rarely do I leave because I'm trying to keep costs down. I don't want to do a B&B if I don't have to, especially if I can stay on site. So, there's been times where I'm just out minding my own business, getting B-roll or drone footage, and I'm listening to music. I'm getting B-roll for like 3 hours. I'm just listening to music, getting my shots, completely blocking everything out. And, you take your headphones off, and all of a sudden you hear noise all around you. And it's like, did they like that I was singing, or like what's going on here? Sometimes they do, and sometimes they don't like when you sing, and then they throw stuff at you.
Yeah. That's now how about your movie that you were doing? How seance? How was that? How was?
Right now, we're still sitting in distribution, waiting for it to get picked up. These things have a time schedule of their own. So like once it's done, I can't do much else to like change anything. All I could do is submit it and then just wait. And sometimes they never get back to you, and other times they'll reject you. But a lot of times you just don't hear anything. And that can get frustrating and get hard. And you're just like, okay, it's been 6 months, I haven't heard back yet. Do I send an email? And if I send an email, are they going to get pissy?
So you're waiting to like get picked up, for it to air. And I got you. Yeah,
I've got half a dozen screeners out. Could I pay $1,000 to put it out myself? Yes, I could. But if someone's interested in it, I'd rather them take the chance on it. And then if it doesn't happen, then I'll just pay the money and put it on Prime and Tubi myself.
Yeah. Of course. Now I know that you're probably one of the busier guys, that I know of. That like I said, I'll pop in while you're driving, and I'm like, "What's up, Larry?" Just to let you know that we appreciate you doing that, and you're one of the few people that actually do that. That's to try to stay connected to people that really watch what you're doing, and I personally appreciate that, and I know several people that that come on and watch you and things like that,
Oh, yeah.
that they also appreciate it. But you are one of the busiest guys, and I mean, you, between your driving and going to these areas, you know, I mean, so like, what did Gettysburg do? Like they were having an event or whatever, and then what, they contact you or you contact them?
So the first year I went out there as a vendor a couple years ago. And then I got to know Pam, Steve, not so much, but mostly Pam. And, you know, me being a veteran as well, and Gettysburg's a big veteran event. The year after that, I was a speaker, and then I just been kind of rolling with it ever since. So, you know, a lot of times you go to an event and it's the conversations you have with people. And then
you just want to keep going back every
you want to keep going back, but they want you to come back.
Now, when they have an event there like that, like if they have like a Paracon, like where do they have it?
So Gettysburg Bash is at the Aspire Eisenhower Conference Center thing. It's 2 hotels in 1 property, I guess. Now, when you do like the Paranormal Research Symposium, that is at a different hotel, which is also in Gettysburg. It's like the 1860 Gettysburg Inn or something like that. So, you know, really it could be anywhere. It just depends on the event. But for the bash this weekend, it's at the Aspire / Eisenhower, like, hotel group. So, and the hotel like packs, it fills up. It fills up. I'm very fortunate to be in the group for the hotels, and I don't have to worry about it. I just show up and here's my name. It makes it very easy to not stress about making sure that I have reservations and everything checked in and whatnot. But, you know, at the same time, it's like, I've been coming to this event for a few years now, and it's just been smooth sailing every single time. It's such a great event.
And I mean, like, and I'm sure, like, you do any kind of investigating there or anything. Like, have you ever been to Gettysburg and not gotten anything?
The few times I have investigated, because it can be hard when you're a guest. You know, you're there all day at the show. Sometimes there's after con events like the VIP party or the celebrity bartending. And then a lot of people use Gettysburg for networking. So that's the time to sit and hang out and talk with people. And it's like, well, you know, I talked to this person during the day. They want to have a little, you know, meeting and talk about a project coming up. Well, I have to do that. I can't go and investigate because this is a business meeting. And there are a lot of events that are like that, where, you know, you're talking to someone during the day and they're like, I really like what you're talking about. I've got a project I might want you involved in. So, and then instead of going out and having fun, you kind of have to do business after the business. And then at that point it's midnight and you're like, well, I might as well go to the bar.
It just seems like, you know, if you're into paranormal, whether you have a team or whether you're a vendor or anything, it just seems like, you know, like everybody that goes to Gettysburg, it would just seem like, to me, like I would think that you would want to get out and you would want to do investigation there, you know. I mean, because I mean, if you love paranormal, that's what you're there for anyway, unless you're just, you know, you're just trying to go out there and just make money and sell product and things like that. But I mean,
for a lot of vendors, probably more product focused, because Gettysburg is expensive. It is a tourist town. All the hotels, all the B&Bs are very expensive to stay in. Wow. So, you know, like if you're there for 3 nights at an Airbnb or something like that, you know, you're paying probably $600 plus a night for the B&B.
$600 a night?
Yeah, they're expensive. They're very expensive, especially the older that are haunted ones. Those ones are extreme, like $1,000 a night for the good ones. So, you know, like it could be very expensive. So yeah, you want to be more sales focused. But you know, once the vending ends,
to cover your costs, I'm saying, yeah, totally. Yeah.
But once the vending ends, and then it's like, okay, do I go out and investigate, or do I hang out with cool people? Well, if I've been to Gettysburg half a dozen times before, I've already investigated a whole bunch.
I got you.
Maybe this year I go and hang out with people. And last year that's what I did. I hung out with everybody and had a fantastic time. I spent, I think, most of my time with the guys from Everything Vaguely Paranormal. Blake and Shelley and Ryan at the time, who
they're good people too.
I had a fantastic time with them and a bunch of others. But this year I've got stuff that's booked after the conference, so I'm not even going to be out hanging out and rubbing elbows with people after the conference because I've got to work. So, but that's just it was a great opportunity. It's a great project that popped up, and I'm just like, I really want to do this. Oh, it's during Gettysburg. Well, I really want to do it, so okay, fine, sign me up. But,
yeah, and you're right though, because there's going to be so many people that do investigations that you can piggyback off of. I mean, like I said, man, you are not going to have an issue there. But I would like to keep up with you while you're at Gettysburg. So if you can message me and just let me know who you're going to be with, so I can look on their page or maybe follow them.
So I'm coasting Gettysburg completely solo. So if there's anyone that I just happen to pop into, it might be like a spur of the moment thing, who just happens to be going live. We're like, hey, can I talk to you? I go, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I do know, I think there's at least one person I know that's doing a podcast. I just don't know when or where, or if I'll even be available for it. But yeah, I'm just kind of documenting my own experiences, with as many selfies as I can or pictures as I can. And then I can take behind the scenes photos for what I'm working on. I just don't know if I can post them. I have to figure that out. But otherwise, why
wouldn't you be able to post them if they know that you're there taking pictures and stuff like that? I mean,
when I do my own productions, I have to consider several different things for when it comes to behind the scenes. Number one, is the photo going to reveal something I don't want? Okay, that's fine. There you go. There's one. Is the photo going to reveal something I don't want revealed? If it's a narrative film, is it revealing a costume that's a surprise? Is it revealing, a character that nobody knows about, or a location that nobody knows about? Two, do I want the entire project to remain a secret until I'm ready to announce it? Or three, do I want the location to remain a secret so nobody shows up? And people will show up.
But how much are a stickler are you on people using say they want to show footage or whatever and you're in the footage? I mean, do you give a lot of trouble, or are you pretty open with it?
I'm pretty open with it. When it's not my project and it's somebody else's project that I'm picked up for, then I'm an extreme stickler. You need to tell me verbatim to my face, this is okay for me to post. If it's not worded like that, I'm going to ask you 10 times, hey, can I post this? Hey, can I post this? Hey, can I post this? Just because it's not my project, I don't want to ruin any marketing you're doing. I don't want to reveal anything you don't want revealed.
I got you.
So, for my projects, a lot of times it's fine because I'm putting stuff out.
Because they could be, I mean, you may think that, it's just an investigation or something like that, but they could be doing a whole series to put together, to do something with. I mean, you never know what they're doing. But I get what you're saying there. And I ask that because, there are those sticklers out there to where if you post anything about that person or anything, that they get so frustrated and so mad that they're like, take that down, and
I just did my solo filming for Mark of the Trinity, and I did live streams throughout the whole 3 nights. Or random videos hey, this is the school. I'm in the school right now. Come and check it out. It was a very transparent production, but there's things I don't want released yet. So even when questions were asked about certain scenarios, I
wouldn't
just
say
avoided
nothing.
those questions.
Yeah, I got you.
I'm completely where I'm at, what I'm doing, completely open. Like, hey, like there's something in the basement of the church and it's really freaking mean. I know what it is, but I'm not going to say it because it reveals in the doc.
Well,
So, you know, but
yeah.
there's certain things you can't say because it's supposed to be a big reveal, and I don't want to ruin it for myself, and I don't want
Right.
other people to ruin it.
Right.
So, you know, it's every production's different. So for the one that I'm doing this weekend, you know, like I know I'm taking behind the scenes photos and video and stuff like that. I just don't know what's going to be postable.
Yeah. See, like this week, man, next week, I've got another busy person,
Mhm.
you know, that is constantly doing something. But I've had, like I said, I'm doing this Run It Back series there, and I had to get you back, you know, of course, because you've got so much going on that it doesn't matter if we did a podcast every single week together, you would have something new going. You know,
I would definitely have news stories every time. Sure.
that's what I mean. And I mean, just your knowledge on historical facts and stuff like that. It's amazing to me, you know, between like everything that you study, like this sanitarium that you're going to, like what's the story behind that?
So for that particular one, I'm doing no research. It is a live in the moment investigation. And I'm starting to do that a little
So
bit.
you haven't done any historical research on it?
Nothing, because I don't want to be led by the history.
Oh.
So if I was doing a documentary, you know, most of the time somebody else is in the center and I'm filming them. Then I will research everything to make sure I know what's going on. And then, you know, as they're asking questions, I could be like, hey, why don't you keep going down that train of thought? There might be more there because I know where it's heading, right? But in a situation like the Crescent, I'm just there to enjoy myself. I'm not looking for anything other than conversation and fun.
I got you.
It doesn't matter to me who's talking or what year they died, what they died of, unless they tell me. And then that's it's a personal conversation between me and another person. Or I'm playing cards just for the fun of it, or, you know, whatever. But you know, sometimes I don't want that history to be in the back of my mind going, okay, so he said his name was John. In 1832, there was a man who died here. His name was John Taft. Or is your last name Taft? You know, like I don't want that preconceived thought going.
So if anything comes, then it's just organic.
Organic in the moment. You know, there's no like overthinking anything. I'm just there to experience and have fun.
That's awesome because, you know, I know at Santa, you know, between the mistreatments and, you know, things like that. I mean, I've heard very few times. Like, I do know a guy. I do know that this guy took a skeptic, a 100% skeptic, you know, to Waverly.
Oh.
And they went to Waverly. And the guy that wasn't a skeptic, he got a bunch of like between knocking and things like that. Now, I don't know if the skeptic just didn't know what he was looking for. You know, I don't know. Like he may have like overlooked knocks or, you know, or things like that. But he literally came and said he got nothing out of it. And this is like this is like a 12-hour investigation that they were doing. And
you have to go out of your way to get nothing at Waverly. Like there's a lot going on there.
There is a lot going on.
And I used to always say, like, everyone's like, oh, you don't want to go to Waverly. I'm like, I don't care to go to Waverly. If I get to go, great. If it never happens, that's fine too. You know, am I glad I've gone to Waverly a few times now? Absolutely, because it's amazing. But it's like I just want to go to haunted places. I don't have like a wish list. I just want to go. But having been to Waverly, like, yeah, there's some stuff there. There's definitely
Have you been to Mineral Wells, Texas to go to the Haunted Hill House?
Not yet. I've wanted to go to Texas. I know Blake and Shelly and their friend Chad have wanted to get me out there, and it's like a 24-hour drive. And
oh wow, yeah.
To fly it is fine, but like they want me to do Chad's hotel, which is Old Park Hotel. And it's like, I wouldn't be able to fly with enough of my stuff. I would have to drive it.
Yeah, you definitely would have to drive with all the stuff that you have. Yeah.
And it's like, if I'm going to drive, it takes a day to get there if I drive straight through. So pretty much 2 days with sleeping involved. I'm at the hotel for 3 nights, 2 days back. That's a whole week. And it's like, that's tough. That's very tough.
How about the Sally House?
Haven't been there yet. I have a few people that want me to go with them. And I promised that I'd go with them. I'm just waiting for them to make it happen.
I'm kind of on the fence, about Sally House because, there's some people there. Like I literally have talked to investigators that will never step foot back in Sally House.
I've heard the same thing about the Monroe House.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean. But then you can turn around and have another team go there and they're like, oh, I can't wait to come back and stuff like that. I'm like, what could happen to you, that bad to make it? And I mean, this guy was dead serious about it. And he was like, look, he said, my team still wants to come back here. And I told them that they can go. I am not stepping foot back in that place.
And that's the thing. Like, you never know what is going to affect somebody too much. Right. So I'll give you an example. I was at a location with a bunch of people. Nate was actually there with me, Morgan, Nate, and a couple other people. And we're literally like staring a shadow down. Like I'm just looking at it. It's looking back at me and I'm like, what's up? Like, what are we doing? We're just standing here. And we just stared at it. And then, one of the other people behind us in the group kind of got, freaked out. Like, we got to go right now. We got to go. And it's like, why? There's something happening. Like, why do we need to go? Everything's fine. But people have different reactions to things. That person might have felt a little too heavy for their liking. And they're like, I don't like the feeling I'm getting.
The emotional aspect of it. Right. I think that's what it was. I think mainly it was more of a mental thing with him because, he said that like he felt like he was like in a trance, because they're at the Sally House, the basement down there, there's supposed to be this thing like a crooked man or whatever, where it is. And supposedly there's a lot of negative energy. And then another thing too is the energy that people bring in there too.
100%. Or spirits people bring with them.
Right. That's what I mean. Like, and like, and I mean, somebody, you may go in there and there could be a pause in there to where, the activity isn't so revved up, and then somebody can come in and bring energy with them that makes it amplified, and you could have a really bad experience.
Sure. Here's my question to you. Did that guy know about the crooked man before he got there?
He had heard about the crooked man because he wanted to know what made the basement so dark.
So do you think there's a chance that kind of poisoned the water hole?
I do. Because outside, I have never met an investigator, and I'm talking in the hundreds,
Sure.
I have never met an investigator that has seen the crooked man.
Sure.
But it's the same thing. It's the same thing with the story of Sally.
Yeah.
You don't really know, history of the doctor being in the house, the mom bringing Sally to there and doing the operation during a bad storm or whatever, and Sally ended up passing away. But like according to this one that I spoke to, it said that it's so common that any time you say, who am I speaking to? Yeah. Sally comes up.
Sure.
And it's the same thing. It reminds me of like if you're saying, is this a bad spirit? Is this a dark spirit or something like that? And then you get like devil, or you get Satan, or something like that. And I'm not saying that it can't happen, but I do believe there is a manipulation factor in there to where like spirits do try.
You don't have to be dead to do that. The spirits at Broadhead, if they know you're afraid of that kind of stuff, they'll start messing with you and saying things about the devil and demons just to freak you out because it's funny to them. And people think they're like, oh, I've got this great evidence. Oh, there's dark energy. The devil was there, and I'm like, are you sure? You would know it if the devil was there.
Exactly, man. Listen, man. I work ministry, man. I'm a spiritual warfare ministry, and there are certain criteria that have to happen to even have a demonic infestation or anything going on with people. We really test that whole fact, and that's why I enjoy being in ministry like that, because I like having conversations with people, because we know what we're looking for. We know it, if there is it, because people get ruined by YouTube, by people that, and it's so ridiculous, man. And my wife told me like 6 months ago, like, I didn't know what clickbait was.
Okay.
I had never heard. I had heard people talking about clickbait and stuff like that, and she showed me. She showed me, like, for instance, there was a paranormal show, and they had scratches on their face. They had scratching, or the night I got possessed, and there was no possession and no scratches on the face.
Yep. The time we found a portal to hell at this location.
Exactly. And I mean, to really have these people thinking like I work the case. Larry, we're already pushing an hour already, dude.
I know.
This is so crazy. This happens every time with you, man.
It does.
Every time. But I can't name. I worked the case, and these two teams went in, and they told this lady that there was a demonic infestation in her house. She was so scared that her and her child were about to leave, and to find out it was just her deceased husband letting her know that he was there. And I'm talking like a coffee cup moving or cabinets opening and things like that. And this team literally told this lady there was a demonic infestation in the house from cabinets and coffee cups moving.
Yep.
And I'm like, man, you guys have no clue. You wait till you run into a real demon.
9 times out of 10, those types of teams won't.
That's what I mean. And even I tell people, I'm like, out of the cases that I work and things like that, out of the cases, 1% of the cases that I work might be demonic. Right. Because, like I said, there's a criteria behind it. There is certain things that that come into play with demonic activity. And I mean, if it's like a regular residual haunting, you know, I've always said that if you're good in life, you're good in death. If you're bad in life, you're bad in death. If you're evil, same thing.
Whether
And
you're alive or dead, if you're a jerk, you're a jerk.
Yep, that's exactly it.
Yep.
Well, then we got about 5 minutes left, 4 or 5 minutes left. Why don't you tell everybody how to get a hold of you?
The best place to find me, honestly, is Facebook. Using that name, I've got a blue check mark, so it's easy to find. Or the Black Lantern Company is a Facebook page. It is not blue check marked because I'm already giving Facebook money for that one, so screw them. But you can find me on both of those. I have an Instagram as well. It auto posts from Facebook, so if you're on Instagram, you know, check that name out. And then I'm all over the place with events. So
and you guys listen, man. He does, like I said, he does the pendulum boards. He does dice. He does spirit cards. You know, you guys look him up. Him up and look up Black Lantern, look up Larry Eissler. And I'm telling you, man, I mean, this is a great guy right here. You guys will not be disappointed. And didn't you say somebody was going to buy a deck from you?
I've already sold 2 before I've actually supposed to sell 2 because my Etsy doesn't open until I get back from New Orleans.
Well, you're probably going to have some people off here, you know, even some people in our network, you know, that do it.
Yeah. The Etsy opens August 3rd, right as soon as I get back from New Orleans. And then, you know, if I have any left, they'll ship out right away. If I don't, then I've got to print, which will take me, you know, a day or so, and then get them out the next day. So, you know, if you follow either me or the Black Lantern Company on Facebook, all that information will be put out as soon as it's available. So, if you do want to buy something, just go to the Facebook and find the link, which I don't have offhand right now. Otherwise I'd give it to you, Shane. And then just favorite the shop. And then when it's time, you know, you'll get notified.
Yeah, that's it. And like I said, man, I think the world of you, Larry. I think you just the way that you are and how responsive you've been with me and things like that. I really love having you on the podcast. And like I said, this hour goes by entirely too fast every single time. Now, there's some podcasts that just go on. But with you, man, it just seems like the conversation is so fluent, so organic, and you've got so much going on that I don't think an hour is enough.
I didn't even get to talk very much about Mark of the Trinity at all, really, or the seance. We were just talking about everything else.
And I wanted the seance was something I really did want to talk about. So that just lets me know right there, we have to do this again.
Gotta do it again.
We definitely have to do it again. But Larry, I thank you so much, man, for coming on, and I thank you for taking time, you know, out of your busy schedule. Like I said, man, you guys aren't gonna find a busier guy than this guy right here. And when you see him going lives in the car and things like that, don't think that's the only place. That's because that's the only time that he has to really connect with you, and he will connect with you, and he will say, as many questions and comments and stuff like that I can get to, I will. And then even on posts, you know, sometimes it's hard because I'm doing something and I can't get to comments right away. There's times where I turn my phone on and I've got like 35 comments to respond to, and I'm like, oh boy. But you know, I try to be as responsive as I can, just so that people know that I'm listening. Yep. And that's, you know, that's what makes you, man. And man, I really appreciate that. Well, Larry, our hour is almost up there. So, but I really appreciate you, man. And thank you so much for coming on, and safe travels to you, brother. Okay. Thank you for having me, and I'll talk to you soon. Okay, brother. All right, man. We'll see you. Take care, guys.
Hey, Larry, hold on a minute in the background if you got 5 minutes.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, here we go.
All right.
That was great. Y'all are always cool, though. I love Larry. It never is dull. It's always great.
I mean, just he's always got something going on. And I mean, even with the Black Lantern and the things that he had, like he showed some of his 3D printing and stuff like that, where it does like the card holder, the cat ball holder, which is genius, by the way, because it eliminates cat balls from moving around and stuff like that. I think that is genius. And then now he's got the spirit decks or whatever. So you guys, just look him up. I mean, you guys will not be disappointed with him. Well, I thank you guys. I thank you guys for coming and commenting and paying attention and giving our show some run that you give us. And I really enjoy this series that we're doing, because now we get to bring some older people back, that have been on the show that deserve that. And Larry's one of those people. But I really appreciate you guys for coming on and spending time with us. But you guys stay safe, be blessed always, and stay spooky, people. Peace.